we go. All right, we're live on Facebook. Meeting's recording. Okay. There's a lot of energies moving around with 1212. I found myself resting a lot. Yeah, I found myself eating a lot of apples, which I never really ate before, but it was because I was craving more of the sweetness of the earth. And so connecting with whole foods felt right at this time for me. Okay. Welcome everyone, wherever you're joining us. There we go. Okay. I'm going to start today with a little gong bath. So just allow this to be supportive, rejuvenating, energizing for you. And for this day. like there was some beautiful deep releasing that was happening. I've been feeling into releasing, and the feeling of releasing things when you just sometimes just want to push it away. There's things that you're just like, you don't want to be reminded of something like trauma, so you push it away. And then there's the releasing it when there's no emotion or feeling around it, and it just doesn't bring you joy. Like something just doesn't bring you joy anymore, but it doesn't bring you sadness or hurt or pain. And so in releasing, sometimes we can be releasing things that feels a little too soon, like almost like ripping off a Band-Aid, or people walk out of our lives before we were consciously ready to process that. And with eclipses, there's both releasing and manifesting, and so we're moving into the eclipse on Monday, solar eclipse. We had a lunar eclipse not too long ago, and also we have the 12-12 gateway moving into the solstice. So there's just a lot of energy moving, and it is a good time to do releasing. So sometimes when we release some things before we're consciously ready to release them, we just want to push them out, then we have to deal with the energetic residue or emotional residue to be with. And so how do we be with that emotional residue? We nurture, we nourish ourselves and our cells. We find a way to create peace in our lives in the ways that work for us. It could be a sound bath. It could be a salt bath. There's several different ways. It could be deep breathing. It could be pranayama, where you breathe in, hold, and breathe out. So breathing in, hold, breathe out. And sometimes breathing in for a little shorter amount than breathing out, to give you that long time to breathe out the breath. So breathing in for 4, hold, and breathe out for 8. Sometimes breathing is enough when we're having feelings and emotions arise within our psyche, within our beingness, to just focus on deep breathing, or listening to soothing music is good as well, and you can always combine the two. Is helpful. So I'm going to pull a few cards. What are the messages for collective 12-12? This is solace. Bodies of water. Spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean, to recharge your batteries. And again, if you have some Himalayan pink salt and have access to a bath, that is always good as well. If you have ocean or a lake or a body of water to move towards, that's very healing. This is from the Goddess Guidance, Goddess Guidance Oracle. Water can wash away sadness, pain, and the ill effects of suffering. Engage in purification rituals involving water more often, and you'll experience an uplifting in your spirit and outlook. Water's magical properties are amplified when you infuse it with prayer and intentions. Whether you soak in a sea salt bath or bathe in a freshwater spring, you'll sure to see the difference that water can make. Solis is a Celtic sun goddess who oversees bodies of water associated with healing. The Fountain of Healing Water in Bath, England is named in Solis' honor. Call upon Solis while conducting healing ceremonies involving water, while taking a revitalizing swim or bath, and when you need help arranging your schedule or finances to allow a trip to the ocean or lake. Oh yeah, I can feel that sometimes. Like, I have to really feel like I'm worth it to go be able to take a trip up to Mount Shasta and hang out in the waterfalls or something. Like, I have to really get myself in the right energy and mindset to feel like I matter enough for that. I mean, it's funny because it's like we always feel like we gotta wait, like what, for our vacations to come around rather than just take them whenever we need them. But I guess we have a little bit, most of us have a little bit more free time, hopefully, that we can enjoy life. I mean, we all have some sort of device that we can take with us to the ocean, really. We don't have to stay at home to use our devices unless we really feel like we need to. Sometimes, I mean, that's a mindset that I'm working out within myself and with my own consciousness, is freedom and what freedom looks like. Yeah. Okay. If there's another card, maybe one for the eclipse. Okay, so Egyptian. Bass. Independence. So I've been hearing that this eclipse passage is about sovereignty, which is very interesting because that brings us to the crown, right? So imagining you have this crown, visualizing this crown. It's just interesting because corona, the virus is corona. But I'm not saying to visualize the virus, I'm saying visualize the crown. And she has a crown, and there's a crown on the back of this card. So sovereignty, independence, sometimes independence from everybody else's idea of what's happening in the world. Having to go really deep within and knowing ourselves for what is our truth. And really standing in that. She's in a goddess or mountain pose, Bast. Independent. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. And in a way, she's like in a mountain pose, goddess or mountain pose. Kind of a little bit between the two of those. With the cats at her feet. And some falling rose petals. The Ankh. That sovereignty, really basking in the sovereignty. Give yourself permission to play. Ask for your needs to be met. Make your own decision. Work with cats. Spend time alone. Pay attention to your cat or feline. Like the cat, you're fiercely independent, yet you also need affection and playful companions. Now is the time to balance your social interactions with solitude. While you may ask others for their opinions, ultimately you must make your own decisions. Your freedom and independence are top priorities, so ensure that these characteristics are nurtured. So in a way, it's like all the news that's out there, all the channelings that are out there. I mean, I read headlines and news and tune in when it is something that really resonates and that I need to pay attention to. And also channelings, I do the same thing. So yes, those are all perspectives, and we each need to make our own decisions for what freedom and independence is for each and every one of us. And that's what this eclipse is pushing out of us. If we have not been able to do that, if we've been codependent in any possible way, we're being pushed out of that to really fully stand in our sovereignty. There's an interdependence with source, consciousness, God, creator, and the earth, because it's where we live, and we got to take care of it. And so we need to ensure that we're nurturing this freedom and independence. Yeah, definitely resonate with that. And so Bast is showing us about independence, an Egyptian goddess archetype. Okay, so another message for the collective from Wild Kuan Yin. So beautiful. Love like these Mongolian images of in the snow. Sacred falcon shows the way. I love seeing falcons around. Sacred falcon shows the way. My wisdom is embodied in nature. I speak to you through the language of the natural world. You will understand my guidance for you as you trust in your observations of nature. Look for my signs. My language is symbolic, humorous, clear, and loving. I talk to you every day, my divine wild child. Within you are the wild instincts and loving intuitions that can recognize my signs. The presence of my guiding hand. I am speaking to you. Look, listen, believe. And we'll do the healing process from this card. Place one hand on your belly and one on your heart. Say this prayer aloud. Kuan Yin, Wild Divine Mother, I call upon your grace and blessing. Sacred Falcon, sacred animal body with instincts, so wild and loving heart with wise intuition. I call upon you both. Of my own free will, I choose to forgive myself for ever ignoring my intuition or instincts. I forgive myself for any time I did follow instinct or intuition and became frightened of what happened and pulled back, not willing to commit to a course of action, and where I felt betrayed, abandoned, or disappointed. Time to let that go. I now choose to trust unconditionally in the safety of following my instincts and intuition. I forgive and release any person, any memory from this or any lifetime where listening to my instincts or intuition was elicited judgment or fear. Or we're listening to my instincts and intuition cause judgment or fear. I no longer choose to carry this memory. Instead, I now choose to experience the peace of trust in my instinctual body and my intuitive heart. I trust myself through my own free will and the grace of Wild Kuan Yin, who loves me unconditionally. It is so. Now, with one hand still on your heart and one on your belly, rest for as long as feels good with your eyes closed. When you feel it is time, simply open your eyes. You have completed your healing process. Mother Mary leaves us this message that she speaks softly, and when you're quiet, you can hear her voice. Thank you. Have a beautiful day, evening, weekend. Blessings. Week ahead.